welcome. We've got an exciting live today. I'm going to draw the winners of my 3 bonus prizes for those of you that access the social media enroller training by Whit and Kerry Hyam. I promised you I was going to do that today, so we are going to do that first. And I do want to share with you, because the beginning of the week, my first live of the week, is something to do with personal growth, personal development, something to make your brain tick about, how to be a better version of you, how to build a better business, depending on the way you think, etc. So I want to share with you today some information that I listened to in a video from the #1 reason that people fail in business and potentially in life to some degree. So I want to talk about that today as well. So some cool things to share with you on this live. I do want to acknowledge we are just wrapping up. A lot of you will be finished and some of you are just finishing off at the moment, the end of our 14-day Facebook Live video challenge. So for those of you that are finished, that are watching live or on the replay, congratulations. I hope you feel very accomplished and very proud. And I'm going to jump into the video challenge straight after this video here. So jump over with me in there in the video challenge group just to tidy up a few things and let you know when I'm going to announce the winners and all that kind of stuff, because there's a bit of checking and balancing and stuff that I need to do from my end before I can announce the winners. So hopefully I'll see you guys over there, but I hope you're really proud of yourselves, those that finished and those that haven't participated or intrigued to participate on a video challenge. Listen out this week for updates about if and when I'm going to do another one and when that might be, okay? So stay tuned on my page this week for those kind of details. Now, remember, those of you that are doing Facebook advertising and your ads aren't working particularly well, or you're getting leads but your leads aren't converting to sales, and you're not that really familiar with your ads manager or how to read your metrics or how to put a really good ad together, or don't know anything about copywriting skills, etc. My advanced Facebook advertising bootcamp starts tomorrow. So that's tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. It happens 45 minutes after my lives here, and we go for, around about an hour and a half on each of those days. If you can't make it live, everything's recorded. You can catch the recordings as long as you're in my coaching group. So that boot camp is run inside my online crew coaching community. So those of you that are already in there, you're covered. Yeah, I'll either see you live tomorrow or you can catch the recordings. Those of you that would like to get access into that coaching community can join for $1 for a 3-day trial. The link for that is above. So, and you get access to all my other boot camps. So thousands of dollars worth of boot camps, from branding to groups to bots to networking to prospecting to you name it. It's in there, okay? And the last thing I just wanted to update you on is tomorrow's live is going to be 15 minutes later than it normally is, because my youngest son is graduating from primary school and they're doing a special tie presentation to go into the middle school, and I have a feeling it's going to go over. So it'll be a quick live tomorrow and I will be jumping on 15 minutes later, okay? So who do we have on? Jackie's just finished and had great fun, so that would be for the video challenge. I hope you're feeling accomplished. Jackie, still catching up on lots of videos at the moment. Hi, Olive, how are you? We've got Carrie, Crystal, hello, Matt, how are you going? Hello, Bridget. We've got Cindy. We've got Matthew on. How are you, Matthew? We've got Anna. How are you? We've got Abby on as well. We've got Attilia. Thank you for your 14 days online challenge. No problem. It's a pretty cool experience, isn't it, guys? For those of you that haven't participated in something like that, I do it completely for free, but there's a lot to learn. Hello, Heather. How are you? Finishing up day 14 of 14. Yep, so some of you are still finishing off because we are from all different time zones around the world. That's hello, Edith. That's the beautiful thing about it as well, is the connections that you can make all over the world, the amount of countries that participate. There's connections that you'll probably make, for years and years to come through the video challenge. It's pretty cool. More Gloria for sure. I mixed up my words there. More confidence for sure. That's awesome, Gloria. And I'd have to say, I've actually seen that in your videos. And when you do them and you do them consistently, that's one of the definite benefits that you get. Hi, Jan. You just did your 14th day. Sad a little, but so grateful. Yeah, and those of you guys in the video challenge, it will feel a bit strange tomorrow. You'll feel like something's missing. When you go live for a number of days in a row and then you stop, it's like, oh, something's missing. It's really funny. You guys wouldn't know this, but I'm so excited to come on this live at the beginning of the week because it's only 2 days, but 2 days from going live from you guys. And I was like, oh, I get to talk to them again. I'm so excited on this live at the beginning of the week because I actually miss it. It becomes, for me, a beautiful habit. Like, I love being here and talking to you guys. So, yeah, when it becomes more of a habit, it's your confidence does grow. That's you know, for sure. Hey, Teresa, good to see you on live as well. Hello, Laurie, how are you? Next challenge is coming up on December 26th, 30-day challenge. Yeah, in your dreams, Matt. You can do that one all by yourself. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Hi, Ava. The Go Live Challenge was a great experience. I thought I couldn't make it. Thank you for sharing this opportunity. And I'm sure there's some of you that have probably surprised yourself. You didn't think you could do it, or you didn't think, you know, you maybe thought that it was going to be too hard, and it's not easy. It's not easy. I threw some curlies, those that were comfortable, like Matt and Laurie. I made you uncomfortable, and I'm so proud of that. I'm here to make your life difficult. No, not really. I'm here to push you out of your comfort zone so you grow and you've got amazing confidence to do whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's move on. But congratulations, honestly, to all of those of you that finished. Or if you did a live and you've never done a live before, that was an accomplishment of some sort. Okay, and yeah, just remember, I will be going into the video challenge group live straight after this live. Okay, to talk to you guys. Okay, so let's so the prizes that I'm drawing today. So as promised, those of you that access the social media enroller training from Wheaton Carey Hyam, I added in some bonuses for those of you that access that training, because that really went through the whole sort of ecosystem of a personal profile, business page, and groups, and how you pull it all together and stuff, and how you grow your influence online. So great content that I was supporting, and I used those strategies myself. So yeah, I had 3 prizes to draw. So first prize is lifetime membership, free lifetime membership into my coaching community. So any of you that access the social media enroller training, your name is in this bowl here. They're all rolled up into tiny little, I've got all these tiny little balls to choose from. So yeah, all the names were put in a spreadsheet, cut out, screwed up, and they're all in the bowl there. So I'll do that in a sec. So first prize is free lifetime membership, which is amazing for anybody that wins that. The second prize is a coaching call with me and a free month into the coaching community. And the third prize is a free month into the coaching community. Anybody that's already in there, if you win a prize, then I'll work out something with you. So nobody's disadvantaged if you're already in there, or you're already a live member or something like that, and you win, then we'll just change around what that prize is. So you're ready. Okay, so this is literally live with all these names in here. So I'm just going to put my fingers around. I need one of the boys. The boys, here's the first one. So this will be for third prize. The boys are on 6.5 weeks school holidays as of, well, they finish tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to manage that, guys. 6.5 weeks, because in Australia it's our summer, so we have our big break in December, January. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So this is third prize. So this is a free month into my coaching community, and we have Shannon Pennington. Anyone, if Shannon is on live, let us know. If anyone knows Shannon, please tag her in this video. So I just write third on that, so I don't forget who's won what. Did everyone have a good weekend? I hope you did. I did. I did lots of family stuff. The weather was beautiful. Zach and I went to go for a 1-hour walk, and we went for 3 hours. Got a little bit sunburnt too. I wasn't really prepared for that. Oh my gosh, they're screwed up so tightly. I can't even get it open. So who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Ah. So this is second prize. So this is a coaching call and a free month into my coaching community. And that's Ima. So congratulations. I'm not sure if she's on live, but I will follow up with you guys as long as you're connected to my messenger. If I'm not, well, I know I will be able to find Ima. So this is for free lifetime membership into my coaching community. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? It's this little screwed up thing here. And anybody, just picking up here, I'll just delay it. Anybody like that, it means awesome weekend, lots of entertaining. Sounds good. So whoever that is, I know you're watching from my group, and you just need to give StreamYard permission for me to see who you are. So that's the bottom link at the description of this video. It's not relevant on business pages with StreamYard because business pages are public, but in groups. So I'm broadcasting in 2 different places at once. So depending, oh, how wonderful. I was talking to her the other day. Kirsten Smart, you have won lifetime membership into my coaching community. So I will follow up with you, girl, and I reckon she'll be pretty happy with that. So that is first prize. So for those of you that didn't win, there's always another time. I'm always giving out prizes. So you never know. You never know your luck in the big city, okay? So there we have 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations, guys. Yeah, that's awesome. So well done to those 3 people. Congratulations. You know, I hope you're really happy with that and taken advantage, you know, of that. Okay, so now I want to get into the content for today. And just remember the video challenge, I'll announce the top 15. I am hoping to do that. So just give you a bit of indication. I am hoping to do that my Friday, which may be your Thursday night. As long as everyone's got their points in and there's no discrepancy, and in my auditing there's no things that I have to follow up or somebody hasn't fudged their figures or anything like that. If all goes according to plan, I'm hoping to do it. So in my time frame, it'll be Friday morning. If you are in the US or Canada, you know, other places, and you know it's Thursday night, well, it's nighttime at the moment, that would be Thursday night for you. So that's my goal. There's still people finishing off though, so I can't tell that at the moment because it depends whether everybody puts their points in and whether there's any discrepancies with the points and stuff like that. So that's my goal, okay? So there should be more winners announced at the end of this week, okay? So stay tuned this week, okay? Now, let's get into the number one reason that most people fail in business, and sometimes potentially just in life, not being, you know, having a lot of happiness or success in life. Now, where this comes from, this is not me saying this, just from my perspective. This is coming from a gentleman by the name of Gary Vee. Now, some people love him, some people hate him, but I watched this video of his and I just thought it was so on point, because it's really reflective of what I see a lot of people online doing or not doing and how I operate my business myself. So I thought this was really cool to share. If you don't know who Gary Vee is, he's an extrovert in media anyway, not necessarily in personality behind, you know, off camera, but he's in the media all the time. He's got cameras on him. He's huge in social media, huge. And has an advertising company, like marketing company, and, you know, helps entrepreneurs be more successful. So he has lots of tips and strategies and gives out lots of support about building, you know, a business, and a lot of online strategies and stuff like that. But he's quite extreme. Some people really don't like him. So his real name is Gary. It's pronounced Vaynerchuk. That's how it's spelled. Most people say Vanderchuk, but it's Vaynerchuk. Chuck, but most people call him Gary Vee. Okay, now this is something that I watched of his, and I just thought it was on point and worth sharing with you guys to make you guys think. The purpose of this video at the beginning of the week is to make you guys think, because some of you will have much higher expectations that you are capable of living up to. And you see yourself as a failure where you're not really a failure. You just haven't put the amount of effort in that you need to. Okay, so let's have a discussion around him. Okay, so these are his words. And he said the number one reason that most people fail in business and in life is because of one word, which is kind of like he claims it as like what did he put? Fundamentally the scariest word in business to him. Okay, and that's the word fast. He said anything that's been meaningful, substantial, long-term success in his business has always been slow. So what he was saying is that most people have got like big goals and dreams, and yet very few people actually put in the measurable fundamental effort that it requires to achieve the results that they want. Now, this is nothing new. You guys would know this, but let's just have a think about this for a minute regarding you and your business, what you're trying to achieve, what obstacles you have in front of you, where you're sitting in overwhelm, looking at all this information. There's some of the things that I spoke about at my last video of the week last week, some of the traps that you need to be aware of. Some of you might be sitting in some of those traps. What Gary, and I've got a few pointers for you, which is the way that I run my business. And sometimes I think, man, is this the long way around? Seriously, am I doing the right thing here? But after hearing him speak, I thought, yep, I'm on the right track. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. Okay, so I want you to take some of these points that he said. Okay, so fast is awesome, but what he's saying is fast is rarely going to give you long-term sustainable success. Things that are slow and steady and build a foundation are going to bring you more long-term success. So put it all into perspective. Okay, and if you get things fast, it doesn't mean it can't happen fast, but are you going to sustain it? Are you going to maintain it? Like, have you seen people come into this industry and do things really fast, but they're gone as quickly as they came in, or they can't maintain it? Or you've just got an inkling that they're saying they're maintaining it, but you're just not quite sure if they're successful as they say they are, or that they once were. That happens a lot in this industry. Like, people get to ranks and levels in network marketing and they get a lifetime rank and it looks good on the outside, but you're like, I really don't know that they're that successful sort of anymore. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some of the things that he said. Okay. So everybody wants to get to the place, I loved this, everybody wants to get to the place that few people are willing to sacrifice what it takes to get there. So just sort of take that in. Everybody wants to get to the place that few people are actually willing to make the sacrifices that it takes to actually get there. So what he's saying is most people don't do the work. Most people don't grow their foundation. They're in for the fastest quick fix to get people in their business or make the quickest buck, that they're never going to build the foundation of what it requires to build a successful business, particularly online. Do you get that, guys? Does it make sense? Okay. So he said the amount of people whose actions actually match their desire is very, very minimal in the entrepreneurial world. So most people don't make it. And that's because not many people are taking the actions that are actually required or making the sacrifices that are required to really get the success that you're looking for in a 6-figure business, or sometimes people are striving for 7-figure businesses and beyond. So there's lots of sacrifices that have to be made. There's lots of actions that have to be taken that you don't want to do potentially. There are, even little things like starting things like a Facebook Live video challenge. One of the things I threw at people, which freaked them out, was doing a Facebook Live in public and pulling a stranger off the street or in the shops or, in a cafe or whatever and get them onto your live. Like, it was freaking people out, but they did it because I know their desire. Like, there are people willing to do it and there's people that aren't willing to do it, and they just wouldn't have done it because it just freaked them out too much. So you have to do the things that you don't want to do. You have to make sacrifices, and sometimes that's sacrifices for family. I do that. I do trainings at 2:30 in the morning and 4:30 in the morning because I'm on the end of the earth in Australia. And a lot of people I give training for in the US and Canada, and it just doesn't work out time zones sometimes, but I do it. I don't complain about it. It's just part of what I do because I know what I'm striving for. Okay, you've got to make the sacrifices. So basically saying there is no shortcut. There is no secret. There's no one advertising funnel that's going to make you successful. There's no one, particular Facebook ad that's going to make you your millions. There are skills that need to be learned, and very rarely is it just going to, just happen with one funnel or one Facebook ad or a few Facebook lives. It's doing it over and over and over and over again and really putting in those hard yards. And he actually gave a challenge, which I want to get your perspective on this to see what you guys think and whether you could do this or not. I do it all the time, but I just want to get your thoughts around that. So what he was saying is there's no shortcuts. There's none of that. It's all about two things to be successful in business, particularly online, and that's marketing and sales. And he said this is where most people get it wrong because they're so focused in on the sales that they're not focused in the marketing. And he used the word branding with marketing. So he didn't use marketing in isolation. He was saying marketing and branding, marketing and branding. And what he was saying is that when you focus on the marketing and the branding, you rely less on the sales. You don't need the sales because the sales come. So work out the difference between marketing and branding and sales. And the more that you get in tune to and upskill in marketing and branding, the less you need to rely on sales. And you should always be trying to work out how do you make people, want to do business with you. And that's not selling. That's giving massive amounts of value on an ongoing basis and caring about the other person more than you care about yourself. And what I mean by that is giving value to other people and helping other people. And as I said, if you've listened to me long enough, you'll know this isn't new. This is exactly what I say and preach to you guys. But listening to the perspective and the spin that Gary Vee put on it, it just made me, appreciate and reassure me with the strategies that I'm using, but not only using, teaching to you guys. Okay, so he said when you truly understand branding and marketing, you're not at the mercy of sales. So you're not chasing the sales. You're not chasing, I need to get somebody in my business. I need to get some customers. You're truly worried about your perspective is more about the other person than yourself. So what he was also saying, so I'm just recapping all this information that he shared. Most people struggle with their social media. This is in his experience. Most people struggle with their social media because they're selfish. They're not selfless. So he said 90% of people that have that evaluation of themselves, that nothing I do on social media works. I'm doing lives, I'm doing posts, I'm doing ads, those kind of things. I'm doing what I think I should be doing, or that I'm being taught to do, or that a mentor has told me to do. But 90% of the time, if it's not working, it's because you're coming from an angle of being selfish, not selfless. So his challenge was to this audience, I challenge you to spend 2 months on social media just giving value and never asking for anything. And what does that trigger for you? Some people will think, what on earth? Like, how will people know what I've got to offer? Or if I'm not promoting my business, how do they know what's for sale? Or, those kind of things. So he was saying, if you can go on social media for 2 months, like how many of you could do that? Not ask for a thing, just give value, not offer anything out for sale, and just be more concerned about who's watching you, what value you can bring to them, what you can share with them that's going to enlighten them, educate them, whatever it be, without asking for anything in return. And he said everybody in social media should be doing that, and that's the place that everybody should be coming from. So how does that sit with you guys? Do you reckon you could do that? Or when you post on social media, what's your angle? So this is quoted for him. Intent is the most important part of the process. And if the reason, like your intention, is that your post, your video, your blog, whatever it is that you do, is to get them into your funnel to sell them something at the end of it, you're in trouble. That was his basic message. So if the reason that you're posting, the words that you put out on your post, the words that you put out on your Facebook ad, if you're doing them, what you're sharing on social media, if your intention for that post, your intention for that video is to get them into a funnel to sell them something, you're in trouble. So majority of the time, and he said this is what's made him successful, is his foundation. He's to get more fans and followers and viewership and stuff is to always lead with giving value first. So being selfless rather than being selfish. So bottom line is if the post that you write, the ads that you put out, is if that's purely for the reason to get them into a funnel, to sell them something directly, then you're in trouble on social media. So what your primary goal should be is to build up your viewership, build up your fans and followers, build up the level of trust with people on social media before you try to sell them something. And he said what you should be doing is giving that much value to people that you stand out from the crowd and you almost guilt people into buying something for you or dropping into your funnel of some sort, because you've already established your brand. You've already established that reputation that you are somebody who's either entertaining or leading with value, or somebody who shares just great stuff that's really helpful because you know who your target market is and what they want to hear, and you know how to solve their problems. So it's building that foundation, and then the selling just happens. It's something that I say regularly. If you want to earn more money, become more valuable. This is all of that. And, you know, sometimes I sit back and people say to me, I couldn't do what you do. You go live 5 days a week and like it's all for free. And the video challenge, like you do so much for free. Like I couldn't do that. And it's you know, it's not something that I've ever forced. It's like I want to give. And I do get returns, and my business has grown in many different areas because of it, but it's never been my push. It's always been my goal to see people succeed. So there's more, you know, selflessness. Selflessness? Is that a word? Is Sean on? Another one for the dictionary. Like I come from a place of wanting to give and just teach people a whole lot of stuff before I ask for, you know, something. I offer people opportunities to learn more, but I don't sit here for my own greed by any means. And if I did, I certainly wouldn't do free video challenges because they take me a hell of a lot of time. So do you know where I'm coming from? And I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means, but listening to what he had to say was like, okay, this is what makes the difference. This is his experience. What people don't see, and what I love about Gary Vee, is people look at Gary Vee and they go, oh my gosh, he's so successful. He was building for years before anybody knew who he was. He was doing live videos and social media and posting and doing all the hard yards before he became this massive public figure. People forget that. People forget the journey that somebody who's successful has been on for a lot longer than people realize. They think they just got there. Nobody just gets there, guys. It's whether you're willing to put the hard yards in. That's up to you. So he was saying you may be good enough in the short term to get some sales, you know, in a funnel or in some posts or something like that, but very rarely does that lead to long-term sustainable business success. So it comes down to your drive, your intention. What is your intention? Is to get people in your business, or does it help people with whatever the solution that you have to offer? Okay, really, really important. And he also pointed out the cost of even Facebook advertising. Some of you may look at it as really, really expensive, and it might be if your ads are terrible. But the cost of advertising on Facebook and the lack of cost, I'm not quite saying that the right way, Organic reach, what we can get from organic reach. We can turn up on Facebook and do lives like I do 5 days a week and get massive exposure for that completely for free. There are so many avenues available to us all through social media for free. So what he's saying is the cost of marketing and branding is actually really, really low, but people abuse it because you haven't paid $100,000 to have a platform on Facebook where you make sure everything you do is 100% correct because you don't want to blow it. Because things are free, sometimes people don't appreciate them and they abuse them. And he said a lot of people in this industry, when they go on social media, they just abuse it because it's there free and they get selfish. And they come from a place of self-interest rather than selflessness. Okay, so really good point, I thought. So the quicker you go for the sale, these are all his quotes, not my words. The quicker you go for the sale, the less leverage you have. And he also said, who holds their breath the longest will win. So whoever's in there for the hard yards that will sit back and just keep going, not give up early, not give up. So his words, the one who holds the breath the longest will win. So you have to give good, you have to be good and provide good value, and that's up to you. Knowing your brand, branding and marketing, not selling, branding and marketing. Start with that and then sell later. Okay. And he was huge on saying, faking it until you make it doesn't work. Social media is too busy. It's getting busier. People that are fakes, people can see through it. It doesn't last, and it's not building a foundation for a lasting business. And he finished off this video by saying, and some of you may have heard of this, he wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. Okay, so jab, 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 right hook. And what he meant and the intention behind that book is give value, give value, give value, give value, give value, then ask. My version of that, which I've said for, a couple of years, is to me, the online world and social media is like a bow and arrow. So you've got your bow and your arrow, you pull back, 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 you with me? Then you fire. So you're building value, 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 you're building value. And then when you've got that, then you've got something to offer or potentially something to sell, but it doesn't seem like a sale because you've already built up your reputation and trust in you and people know you as somebody that gives great value. So he said this book that he wrote, Jab, 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 Right Hook, was meant to be give value, give value, give value, then ask for the sale. He said how a lot of people interpreted it was give value, give value, give value, give value, then take. And he said that was not the intention of my book. So he was just highlighting jab, 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 right hook. So go and buy the book. Go and research the book. It's all about giving value, giving value, giving value, giving value. And when you do and you learn how to market and brand appropriate, the sales will come, but they're not perceived as the sale. They're perceived as an option or an opportunity to learn more. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? What do you think about that? Let me have a look at some of your comments then. Yes, we need to be selfless and not self-centered, but it is one of the reasons that this industry gets a bad name because people just want it for themselves. They go into this business because they want the additional income. Like, I get it. I'm no different to you guys. I went into this business model and started in network marketing because I'd come out of corporate and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be a slave to an employer anymore. If I'm going to work hard, I want to do it for myself. Like, I've got my own drivers. But we all want to build our business, and we need people to build our business and we need customers. So we want it, we want to get it, but we can't come from that angle. But people don't stick in there long enough generally with the value piece of it. But that's what Gary Vee has said. It's building the foundation of becoming valuable in the marketplace and doing it slowly. Okay. Matthew, the social media is there to allow you to open up to people and not talk about business. It's to really connect with them. And that's the missing piece, Matthew. Social media is there for people to learn to get to know you, love you, learn to know, like, and trust you. And then they'll do business with you. People that just show up on social media and have spammy messages and, just salesy, spammy messages, and you wonder why it doesn't work. Everything we're talking about in this video is, you know, the reasons why it doesn't work, okay? Edith, I would certainly try for 2 months, and I reckon you could. I don't doubt that. Beth, that really resonates with me. I need to be more selfless. I'm concentrating on learning more with branding and marketing. Exactly where you need to be, Beth. So well done. So if you don't know about it, enough about it, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about what you may have done in the past. You're learning. And we need to learn from people like Gary Vee, because they've done it in a certain way that's why he is who he is and why he's successful, because he hasn't shoved things down people's throat. He's built the value and the money has come. Any one of those people that you look up to, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, all of that, they give a shitload. You know, sorry for the language, but, you know, a lot of things for free. And, you know, then they'll offer something for sale, which it's not really a sale. It's an opportunity to dive in deeper into whatever they're teaching. 100% agree, Julie. Kind of like you, Helen. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, but I presume that was a compliment, maybe. That's why I support Helen Martin, because I know genuinely she loves me, people, and makes sacrifices. Thank you, Matthew. It's nice to know that that's how you perceive me, because that's certainly what I try to do. Yes, selflessness is a word. Good to know. Overnight success. So yeah, people have no idea how long people have been working at it. $200 can also for good engagement, 5 ads. So I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, but yeah, Facebook advertising strategies, which you're a life member of the coaching community, so you'll get access to that boot camp I'm doing this week as well. I go for meeting people and get to know them for who they are. Absolutely. Gabor, how are you? I can totally relate to what you're saying. Building value all the way. Absolutely. Hey, Shirley, how are you? Makes total sense and is aligned with our values. Yeah, and your values is what's so important. Most people underestimate the importance of your values. This is the reason why I signed up for online coaching group, to build a solid foundation. Fantastic. Yeah, it's just it just makes sense. And I know where I'm coming from and the way that I build my business, and listening to that of Gary Vee's is like, yep, you know, some people say to me, you give away too much, Helen. Well, how do you do that all for all that time that you give to people for free? It's because I want to, and I love doing it. So, you know, I'm not going to stop. Definitely a compliment, Helen. I mean, kind of like you give for free. Yeah. Thank you, Teresa. You're always giving, I think is what she was saying. Yeah. Yeah. So, awesome. And Patricia is building with value. You know, the hard part in that, guys, is it takes a lot longer than you want it to. That's where patience comes in. But if you're willing to stick at it, never give up, learn along the way, build a solid foundation with the things that you can learn about marketing and branding, and, you know, how to attract people to you through Facebook advertising, you know, doing Facebook Lives rather than the push, and the sell. It's short-lived. So I just thought that was really, really cool content from Gary Vee. It strengthened my values and strategies into what I'm doing, and I hope for whatever it's worth that you get something out of that, guys, because it's not about a quick fix, and there isn't one. If you're looking for the perfect ad, the perfect video, the perfect blog, the perfect post, there really isn't one. It's a journey. It's a whole journey of where you get to where you want to go. It's not just here and now. Okay, so keep at it, guys. I know it can be frustrating. I know some of you are trying really, really hard, and you're showing up constantly on Facebook Lives and posting and stuff like that, and maybe things are not happening much for you. So refocus on what you're learning. Refocus on the marketing, the branding, knowing your target market, the content that you're giving. Learn all about that, good strategies around that. So what you are doing on social media is effective. Keep up with your knowledge on social media so you know the strategies that's going to help you and not hinder you, because you can certainly hinder you know, your organic reach by certain things that you do, you know, those kind of things. So it's just about keeping your knowledge up. Really, really important. But you got to take the action with it as well. There's no point in just learning and doing nothing with it. You've got to take lots of consistent action that sometimes you don't want to do, but consistent action, and, you know, never, ever stop learning, okay? My mind never stops learning. Yeah, it's hard to switch off sometimes. But I've spoken way, way too long again. I don't like speaking this long. Not that I could talk to you guys forever, but I'm very mindful of people's time when my videos go on this long. But thank you for being here with me, guys, and those of you that catch the replay. I think it's worth explaining and, you know, exploring this kind of perspective and how to be successful on social media. So I hope you got something from that, okay? So once again, if you want to join for the Advanced Advertising Bootcamp, that starts tomorrow. The link is above, and I will see you guys same time tomorrow. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you then. Oh, and I'm going in the video challenge right now. Okay, so just give me 5 minutes to change groups and stuff like that, and I'll go and talk to you guys in a minute. So if you've got the time, jump over there and we'll have a quick chat. Okay, see ya.